640,000 years ago, the Yellowstone supervolcano erupted with such force that it darkened skies across the northern hemisphere. The explosion disrupted global climate, collapsed ecosystems, and buried much of North America under volcanic ash. The blast left behind a caldera over 40 miles wide, one of the largest scars ever formed by a volcanic event. But Yellowstone is not alone. In the Pacific Northwest, Washington's Mount St. Helens remains unstable, its volcanic crater still marked by the catastrophic eruption of 1980, and a site of continuous geological activity. At Yellowstone itself, Mammoth Hot Springs continues to rise and reshape the terrain with every mineral deposit. And in Hawaii, the Thurston lava tube cuts through solid rock, a hardened tunnel formed by a once-flowing river of fire from Kilauea. These sites are not ordinary formations, they are active systems, often underestimated and still evolving. Stay with me as we uncover America's volcanic wonders, areas that appear quiet, but carry far more risk than most realise. The Yellowstone Caldera is one of the largest active volcanic systems on the planet, renowned for its geothermal features, including geysers, hot springs, mud pots and fumaroles. Its underground heat fuels the world's largest concentration of active geysers, as the caldera was formed by a series of colossal volcanic eruptions. The area has experienced 3 major volcanic cycles, each involving huge ashfalls and caldera formation. In fact, ash from past eruptions has been found as far away as the Midwest, showing the reach of these volcanic events. Today, the caldera is still considered active, and though the ground sometimes rises and falls due to movements of magma beneath the surface, scientists do not expect an eruption anytime soon. Old Faithful is one of the most well-known geysers in Yellowstone National Park. It earned its name because of its regular eruptions, making it a reliable natural feature. Unlike many geysers that erupt unpredictably, Old Faithful follows a consistent schedule, with eruptions happening about every 90 minutes on average. Each eruption lasts anywhere from 1.5 to 5 minutes, releasing thousands of gallons of scalding water into the air. The time between eruptions depends on the duration of the previous one. Longer eruptions mean a longer wait for the next. Grand Prismatic Spring is the largest hot spring in both Yellowstone National Park and the United States. It is known for its striking colours, created by heat-loving bacteria that thrive in the mineral-rich water. Water at the centre reaches temperatures around 160 degrees Fahrenheit, making it too hot for most life. As the water cools toward the edges, different types of bacteria grow, creating bands of colour that range from deep blue in the centre to green, yellow, and orange around the edges. The spring sits in the Midway Geyser Basin, an area filled with hydrothermal activity. Due to this, the area around the spring is fragile, with thin ground that can collapse under pressure. Also located in the Midway Geyser Basin is the Excelsior Geyser, a large hydrothermal feature that rarely erupts. It was once one of the most powerful geysers in the area, but is now an active thermal spring, continuously discharging hot water into the Firehole River. The geyser has a deep, steaming blue pool with a temperature of about 199 degrees Fahrenheit. It releases around 4,000 gallons of water per minute into the Firehole River, making it one of the largest hot water contributors to the river system. Mammoth Hot Springs is a large geothermal area characterised by its constantly changing limestone terraces. Unlike geysers, which erupt periodically, these hot springs flow continuously, creating ever-changing formations. Hot water from underground rises through ancient limestone deposits, carrying dissolved minerals to the surface. As the water cools, it leaves behind travertine, a type of rock that forms the terraces. The terraces can change rapidly, with new formations appearing in weeks, while others dry up and turn inactive. Native American tribes knew about the springs long before modern exploration, using the warm waters and mineral deposits for practical and ceremonial purposes. Mud Volcano and the surrounding mud pots are famous for their bubbling, gurgling pools of hot, acidic mud. These features are shaped by steam and gases rising through the ground, mixing with surface water and minerals to create thick, muddy pools. The area is recognised for its strong sulphur smell, often compared to rotten eggs, due to hydrogen sulfide gas escaping from underground. The acidity in the area is high enough to break down surrounding rocks into clay, giving the mud its thick texture and grey or brown colour. In the past, explorers would describe the mud volcano as a violent, noisy feature that threw mud high into the air. Over time, its activity changed, and today it is less explosive but still active. Crater Lake National Park is home to the deepest lake in the region, isolated and among one of the cleanest natural bodies of water. It was formed after the eruption of a large mountain named Mount Mazama, which then collapsed inward. Interestingly, the lake has no rivers flowing into or out of it, as its water levels are maintained purely through precipitation and evaporation. In the 1940s, a military pilot crashed into the lake, though the wreckage was not discovered until decades later due to how isolated the area is. Lightning often strikes the surrounding rim, sparking fires that are closely monitored. Mount Shasta is a legendary snow-capped volcanic peak located in the northern part of a mountain range. It is a dormant volcano, last erupting in 1786, and it remains an active area of geological study. The mountain is part of a larger volcanic complex and is composed of 4 overlapping volcanic cones. It is also home to several glaciers, including the Whitney Glacier, which is the longest glacier in the region. These glaciers contribute to the mountain's distinctive appearance and provide a source of water for the surrounding area. Mount St. Helens is an active stratovolcano in the Pacific Northwest, famed for a cataclysmic eruption in 1980. It sits in Washington state as part of the Cascade Range, a chain of volcanoes that have cycled between dormancy and explosive activity for millennia. On May 18, 1980, a magnitude 5.1 earthquake triggered a collapse of the mountain's entire north flank, the largest landslide ever recorded. This sudden flank failure uncorked the volcano's pressure sideways, unleashing a devastating lateral blast. The eruption also created a phenomenon called pyroclastic flows, which are superheated clouds of gas and ash that race down the mountain at incredible speeds. Despite the devastation, life returned quickly within months, with wildflowers sprouting through the ash and small animals reappearing. There, thick white smoke can be seen billowing from the volcanic crater, though it is actually steam, created when underground heat meets water, producing visible plumes that rise above the crater. It is an ongoing sign of volcanic activity, showing that the volcano is still active and monitored by scientists. Newberry Volcano is recognised for its large caldera, extensive lava flows, and the Big Obsidian Flow, a prominent field of volcanic glass. It was named after John Strong Newberry, a geologist and surgeon who explored Central Oregon during railroad surveys in the 1800s. The area is marked by dry lava rocks, rugged obsidian deposits, and more than 400 volcanic vents, the most of any volcano in the region. It has been active for hundreds of thousands of years, though Native Americans have been inhabiting the surrounding area for over 10,000 years. They used obsidian from Newberry to make tools and arrowheads, trading it widely across the region. The pika is a small mammal found in rocky lava fields and talus slopes at Newberry Volcano. It is characterised by its round body, short limbs, and high-pitched calls that echo among the rocks. It lives among the dry lava rocks and talus slopes, using crevices for shelter and protection from predators. Most notably, the pika is known for its habit of gathering and storing vegetation in hay piles to survive cold seasons, since it does not hibernate. The main natural predators of this small mammal is the bobcat, an elusive wild cat found throughout the forests and rocky areas of the volcano. They are recognised for their solitary nature, adaptability, and skill as hunters of small mammals, including pika, rabbits, and rodents. These animals use natural cavities, hollow logs, and rock ledges for shelter and den sites, taking advantage of the rugged terrain formed by past volcanic eruptions. Their spotted coats provide camouflage, helping them blend into the volcanic landscape while stalking prey. They are known to adapt their hunting techniques based on the size and behaviour of their prey, sometimes waiting motionless for long periods before pouncing. Despite being skilled hunters, bobcats are rarely seen by visitors due to their secretive behaviour and preference for remote areas. Capulin Volcano National Monument centres on a well-preserved symmetrical cinder cone volcano. The volcano formed approximately 58,000 years ago during the Raton-Clayton volcanic field's final eruptive phase. Designated as a national monument in 1916, the site's arid grassland supports juniper and pinon pine. Early 20th century homesteaders grazed sheep here until the area's federal protection. Towering on the horizon southeast of the city, Mount Rainier is a massive stratovolcano rising to about 14,410 feet. On clear days, its snow-capped summit is visible from Seattle's streets, serving as an ever-present natural icon for the city. In 1899, Mount Rainier and the surrounding area were designated as Mount Rainier National Park, making it the nation's 5th national park. Within Mount Rainier National Park, the mountain and its slopes are preserved as wilderness, featuring alpine meadows, old-growth forests, and dozens of glaciers. Additionally, it has more glacial ice than any other peak in the contiguous United States. Mount Hood is a famous volcanic peak, recognised for its snow-capped summit, and as the highest point in Oregon. The mountain is home to 12 named glaciers and snowfields, which cover much of its upper slopes, and 6 ski areas, including the only year-round lift-served skiing in North America. Historically, it has been a major landmark for travellers and settlers, especially those on the Oregon Trail. As the second most climbed mountain in the world, its first recorded climb to the summit was made by Henry Pittock and his team in the mid-1800s, though earlier claims exist. It is an active stratovolcano, part of the Cascade Volcanic Arc, and is considered the most likely volcano in the region to erupt in the future, though it is currently classified as dormant or potentially active. Found in the trees of the mountain is the Clark's nutcracker, a grey and black bird recognised for its strong association with pine forests. It is famous for its habit of extracting and eating pine seeds, often seen using its sharp bill to pry open pine cones and collect seeds. The northern goshawk is a powerful forest hawk, recognised for its size, aggressive hunting style, and ability to manoeuvre swiftly through dense trees. It is known for ambushing prey, including birds and small mammals, using short, broad wings and a long tail for agility. Often seen alone or in pairs while defending large territories, in mature forests, the species is highly territorial and will fiercely defend its nesting area, sometimes even against humans who approach too closely. Goshawks use a sit-and-wait approach, launching rapid, silent flights to catch prey by surprise. In the Mount Hood area, it is considered an indicator species for healthy, mature forests and is listed as a conservation priority. Mount Baker, a towering stratovolcano, is one of the most prominent peaks in its region. Known for its heavy snowfall, it holds the record for the most snow accumulation in a single season. Although it is an active volcano, its last significant eruption occurred over a century ago. Interestingly, the mountain creates its own microclimate, often shrouding the summit in clouds while the surrounding areas remain clear. This phenomenon has earned it the nickname the Shy Mountain. Today, the mountain's glaciers are retreating due to climate change, revealing artifacts and debris from past eruptions, which scientists study to better understand the mountain's history. The Three Sisters are a group of 3 volcanic peaks, North Sister, Middle Sister, and South Sister, located in the Cascade Range. These peaks are part of a larger volcanic region with hundreds of vents and cones. In fact, it contains more than 400 volcanic vents, making it one of the most volcanically active areas in the Cascade Range. North Sister is considered extinct, Middle Sister is dormant, and South Sister is the youngest and most recently active. with its last eruption occurring about 2,000 years ago. Often referred to as a crater, the Haleakala Crater is actually a valley carved by water and landslides over millennia. Within its barren landscape are multicoloured cinder cones formed during past eruptions. These cones are created when gas trapped in lava ejects as fountains, leaving behind sticky cinders that accumulate around their base. The colours of the rocks range from red to grey to almost black, depending on their mineral content and exposure. People who hike across it often describe the silence as intense, since the crater absorbs sound while having a Mars-like landscape. Ice Cave and Bandera Volcano is a collapsed lava tube retaining a 20-foot thick ice layer, temperatures hovering at 31 degrees Fahrenheit. Although it is a dormant cinder cone that stays frozen year-round, its ice cores interestingly reveal pollen from 1,000-year-old plants. Mauna Loa is the largest volcano on Earth by volume and covers over half of the Big Island. Its name means long mountain, describing its broad slopes formed by highly fluid lava flows. Mauna Loa's summit caldera spans 6 square miles and has been a site of significant eruptions throughout history. The active stratovolcano of Mount Adams is the second highest peak in the region, with thermal anomalies and gas emissions at the summit, indicating ongoing activity. Named after the past President John Adams, its first recorded sighting by Euro-Americans was by the Lewis and Clark expedition, who initially misidentified it as another peak. It is among the largest volcanoes in the Cascades by volume, with most eruptions producing lava flows rather than explosive activity. Recreationally, it offers hiking, mountaineering, and camping in a wilderness setting, with routes for both beginners and experienced climbers. The American kestrel is a small falcon, recognised for its colourful plumage, sharp eyesight, and agile flight. It is often seen perched on fence posts, power lines, or tree branches in open areas around Mount Adams. The bird can see ultraviolet light, which helps it detect the urine trails of small mammals, making hunting more efficient. It uses a unique hunting technique called kiting, where it hovers in place against the wind while scanning the ground for movement. Mauna Kea, meaning White Mountain in Hawaiian, is a dormant shield volcano and the tallest peak in the Pacific. It transitioned from its shield building stage to a post-shield phase, resulting in steeper slopes and numerous cinder cones. The summit is revered as the region of the gods in Hawaiian mythology, believed to be home to deities like Poliahu, the goddess of snow. Ancient Hawaiians regarded the volcano as sacred, with access traditionally restricted to high-ranking chiefs for spiritual ceremonies and resource gathering. Mauna Kea's summit is dotted with cinder cones formed during its post-shield volcanic activity. These cones are built from fragmented volcanic ejecta that accumulate around vents during eruptions. Cinder cone eruptions were often accompanied by lava flows that extended miles downslope, also depositing ash across wide areas. Mount Edgecumbe is a dormant stratovolcano with a symmetrical peak. Its last eruption occurred over 4,000 years ago. However, in 1974, a helicopter pilot dropped burning tyres into its crater, simulating an eruption and sparking temporary panic. The stunt fooled many before authorities confirmed it was not a real eruption. Mount Redoubt is an active stratovolcano, recognised for its steep-sided cone and prominent summit, the highest in the Aleutian Range. It is notable for frequent eruptions, with major events producing ash clouds, pyroclastic flows, and lahars that have impacted air travel and infrastructure. The volcano is part of the Aleutian volcanic arc and is closely monitored for seismic and volcanic activity. Its most infamous eruption happened in 1989, which was so disruptive to Alaska that it resulted in about $160 million in economic losses, about $365 million today. Brown bears in the Mount Redoubt area are recognized for their size, strength, and adaptability to the rugged volcanic landscape. They are often observed fishing for salmon in rivers and streams that flow from the volcano's slopes. In fact, salmon runs provide a crucial food source, especially before winter, and bears can often be seen fishing in shallow waters. The bears also use the river valleys and forests around Mount Redoubt for feeding, denning, and raising cubs. They are known to travel long distances, sometimes crossing volcanic ash fields and lava flows in search of food. They have an excellent sense of smell, which helps them locate salmon, berries, and even carrion from miles away. Kilauea is one of Earth's most active volcanoes and has been erupting intermittently for centuries. Its name means spewing or much spreading in Hawaiian, referencing its frequent lava flows. The summit caldera houses Haleakala Crater, which has contained lava lakes during various eruptions. Oral traditions describe the volcano as Pele's domain, where she battles her sister Hiaka for control of the land. In 1790, a violent eruption killed dozens of people, leaving footprints preserved in hardened ash that can still be seen today. Since then, Kilauea's East Rift Zone has produced continuous lava flows that have reshaped the island's landscape, adding new land to its coastline. The Thurston lava tube, known as Nahuku in Hawaiian, formed approximately 500 years ago during a Kilauea eruption. As molten lava flowed downhill, the outer layers cooled and hardened, while the interior remained hot and fluid. Once the flow stopped, it left behind a hollow tunnel stretching over 600 feet. Kilauea eruptions are known to produce fountains of lava, sometimes shooting hundreds of feet into the air, and rivers of molten rock that can travel long distances before cooling. Some eruptions have produced fountains of lava more than 1,000 feet high, visible from miles away. They have even added new land to the island as lava flows reach the ocean and cool, creating fresh coastline. Unfortunately, they have also greatly affected humanity, destroying homes, highways, and even entire communities. Notable eruptions have sent lava into residential areas, forcing evacuations and leaving behind hardened flows. These are the volcanoes and supervolcanoes of the United States, a land of hidden wonders and remarkable architectural marvels. Now, if you don't want to miss the most unreal wonders of Chile, check out this video.